Hey, what's up guys, KFC, and today I'm going to be talking, while I'm doing a farm run, I'm just going to do a quick farm run, but I'm going to be talking about what just came out today, what JaGeX sort of like announced. Well, two things. Number one is there's going to be a double XP weekend if you can vote for it. If you go to, where is it? I think it's you press F5, yeah, F5 on your keyboard, and it comes up, and here's double XP or double drops. But right above that, as you saw, it's Legacy Combat Mode, which is a bunch of people are talking about that right now, because that's going to be like a really, like, you know, how should I explain it? Really something that never was thought of, that it's going to like be like coming back or anything to RuneScape, because basically what Legacy Mode is trying to explain is old combat style, which before, if those who didn't know, those who's joined after EOC came out, which this is EOC, where there's like abilities at the bottom of the screen, which I don't even know why I'm pointing at my screen, because you guys can't even see, but whatever. So before, that's what combat was like, and it came out like, I don't know if it's been, well, it came out 2011, no, not 2011, 2012, November, I think, yeah, I don't know, don't quote me, but, I mean, we've lived with it, but it's not something that I can get used to. I mean, a lot of people, I gotta say, it's made combat a lot more interesting, and it's like, you couldn't have done Virago really back then, or stuff like that, how you can do it now. But I mean, I gotta say, I wish, for a long time I did wish that there was some way they could just bring it back, because I would trade my whole bank over just to bring it back, because that's how much I just don't entertain myself as easily, or I can't be entertained as easily while non-stop doing this. I mean, it's like, that's just how you do stuff now in RuneScape. You can't do anything, you just have to keep spamming your keyboard, and it's like, before that, that's why I honestly like 07, but my thing is, my favorite year, for you, if you guys didn't know, my favorite year of RuneScape was 2011 and 2012, one of those 2 years. I would say 2011, because there wasn't as much bigger stuff. I would say 2011 more than 2012, but those 2 years were my favorite 2 years, just because that was when we were really starting to get really high level stuff like next gears and stuff, but there isn't way overpowered stuff like Drygores and Death Lotus and Tetsu and all this new stuff, and Malevolent or whatever has came out, and Seismic Wands, definitely not that. We were just on the tip of the iceberg, and that's when Chaotics were actually still like useful. Like, you got a Chaotic, that was like OP, man, and you were considered like a very good player if you could obtain that, and it took quite a while to attain it before. Now you can, now Dungeoneering is just, I don't know, you level up Dungeoneering so fast that, you know, the higher level dungeon you are, obviously the faster you can get tokens. You can level up your thing so fast, all these XP lamps and all that stuff, that's pretty much not even a challenge anymore. And I think it's just kind of sad that nowadays, if like you see a RuneScape player wearing bandos, like that, they're usually like, wow, that person's poor. Where, I mean, it's not poor, but it's not at all considered at a very good armor anymore. It's like what Rune was now. Like, bandos is pretty much Rune now. And back then, if you saw someone in bandos, oh, I'm trying to think, where's one of the farming patches? Oh yeah, it's in, I have to teleport. But back then, it's like you saw someone with the Armadyl God Sword and like bandos, that was like really high level gear, and it was valued very highly. You saw one of those people, that was, now it's like, and plus you didn't see very many like party hats back then. Now pretty much every single person has a party hat. There's so much like gold generated into the game that I honestly agree with JaGeX. That's when I mean, I don't think it's nice, but when players die and lose their stuff, I'm sort of like, I mean, rich players, I'm sort of happy, but I mean, obviously I feel bad for him for losing so much money, but it's like, there's so much money in the game that stuff is so inflated that it's just impossible to deal with having, like, you can't like give a range of what's rich now, because it's like some people will say that like 1 billion is rich, but some people would say 10 billion is rich, because there's just money so inflated now that you can't tell what's what. And when they actually brought it back, how it was you clicked on a monster and you attacked it. There was no clicking your keyboard, there's no special stuff that you had to do. No, it was just you click the monster and you attack it. And there wasn't, like, right now, there's no high hits, really. I mean, it's like, if you use an assault ability, you can hit, like, maybe a 5 or 6k or maybe 8k. That's considered a high hit, I guess, but it's not like what it was before. Okay, I just DC'd. But, before, what it was, a high hit is, if you guys remember, there was, like, you could, like, the high hits would be considered, like, 50 and above. Those were extremely high hits, because, I mean, obviously the player back then only had 999 HP if you were the max level. Like right now you have 99, you got like 3,700 HP without any armor on. And armor didn't give you like health. It was like you had your you had 99 what's called hit points or like health. That's all you had, which I considered that much more like of a challenge. Now it's like PKing is not even like PK anymore. You can't do anything with it. It's like people, all that you go out to PKing, I bet you will die in the first 10 seconds of the fight. Pretty much it's just spam your keyboard with stun ability so your opposite player can't eat, and then just kill them. That's just how it is. Like, you can spam all you want, but you will not be able to eat your food, because you just can't, because they stun you so much. And it's just, it completely killed off PKing, which PKing was one of the biggest aspects of RuneScape. That's what had most of its players. So what I think are the pros and cons of it is, one of the pros that about bringing this legacy combat back is it's going to probably bring many players back, and I've seen many of the stuff has already risen so much. Like a whip was like, I don't know, a month ago 70k, now it's not buying for 150, so it's definitely bringing a lot of stuff back up in value, which is going to help the RuneScape economy, because I mean, it's just, it was kind of sad to see that. I remember a friend, or Eraser Gaming, he did a video where he high-elked whips for profit, because the high-elk price is like 76k, and he was buying it for like 70k. And I mean, that's just sad to know. Back then, I remember back in the day, I bought a whip for 5 mil. That was my whole bank. I could barely afford the whip. I had to sell everything in my bank, and you know, it's just, that was like, it was kind of cool then, because everything had such a value that it's like, I bought, oh, that person has a whip. It's like not even, now even in 07, I think a whip is like 1.2 mil, which, you know, it's just sad, and I just wish that there was more to it, because, I mean, it's like RuneScape has gone so far. I think RuneScape started in either 1998 or 2001, it depends how you look at it, because actually, technically, it started in 1998, when they, which actually, like, the RuneScape started as like a project for college, but, like, back then, like, that, it's been gotten so far. Think about it. I remember when they were bringing what's it called back, Wilderness. They were taking, yeah, they're bringing the Wilderness back and taking out the bounty hunter. I mean, people were like freaking out and stuff, and there was like the free trade and everything. And I think on that, when we had to vote for that, there was like 1.2 million votes. I think I remember it was like 1.2 million votes. Now it's like, what was it? I think for when we voted for, what was the voting for? Oh, yeah, for 07. It was like, what was it, like 300 or 400,000 or something like that. So we've lost so many players. It's just, it's sad to see RuneScape, like, with a game that I grew up with, just go downhill like this. I mean, like, even though RuneScape is something that doesn't bring as much joy playing it as what it did before, I won't regret playing it, because it has brought me many very like good memories that from my childhood of playing this game, because I mean, it was just such a fun game to play, log on, and like I remember when I first started RuneScape, it was I played for like a year, but I was terrible at it, and I had no motivation to do anything, and I was like, right now I'm 16. Back then, what was I? Well, I've been playing since what was it, July of 2007 or something like that. So back then I had nothing to play it, so then I remember I showed my brother the game. He thought it was stupid at first, but then after a while we both started playing it together, and you know, it was fun just trying to race each other to see what we can achieve. And I remember I like, by the time I got like Rune, he had Dragon. By the time I got Dragon, he had like Bandos, and so on and so on. It's like, finally I get to the point where I have next gear, and it's like, well, there's nothing above really next gear besides like the ports armors or stuff. So it's like, I don't know, just sad. But either way, I'm just hoping that this is really going to boost the economy, boost the players, boost everything. There's going to be a better like feel of playing RuneScape again. I'm hoping that this Legacy Combat's going to do that, because as we saw, if you go into the beta, if you look over here, they took out these Z and X, like these little 2 first inventory slots. Or I don't know if they took it out, but they added something where it's a special attack, and that's what's basically making the stuff rise so much. That and the actual fact that it was announced, but excuse me, but like there's like a thing where you could have like it shows the special attack of the AGS, the claws, and you know, it really has broadened. I mean, claws were like what, 600k a set. As soon as this thing was announced, I'm seeing people selling it at G for 7 mil a set. AGS was like 4 mil, or like at one point it went up to like 25 mil in a few days because of this announcement. Because I mean, it's like people were so happy that they're finally gonna get their game back. That was so like how should I put it? what would it be called? Like, so not valuable, but so essential. That's what it is. Essential to your, you know, daily just stuff. Like, you got home from school, or you've had a really long day, you want to finally get on RuneScape and start playing. All your friends or your clan is on, you get to go do bossing with them and stuff. And it's like, now it's just, I don't know, there's so, like, there's the Virago and everything, but it's like, people, they don't, like, really, like, take you, and you don't, like, okay, Bandos, I go there for my series to kill Bandos. It's sad that I can solo it for probably, if I really want to, I could probably go to 600,000, I mean, not 600,000, what am I saying, 600 KC. I could probably go there easily, and it's just like, I remember, back before, when first time I went to Bandos was when I was, like, level 101, which, back before EOC, the max combat was 138, which I was, like, level 101, which is considered, like, a sort of noobish, I guess. I was in, like, full Guthans with a whip and, like, the spear, and my brother, me, and one of our friends went there, and, you know, I think I ended up getting Bandos Tassets, which, at the time, that was, like, 22 mil or something. That was an extreme boost to my bank. So, you know, just those good memories, I want them to come back so I can actually play. So I think I heard that they're gonna either do one of two things, make a server just for the old combat thing, or make like a server where it's both combat, like the new combat and old combat. I don't know which one they're gonna do, or maybe they'll do both. I don't know. All I know is if you really want to go pking, I don't think you can do pking against someone who's using abilities when you're not, so probably we'll figure out how to balance that. But thank you guys for watching, thanks for listening to me talk, and if you like this video, please leave a like and leave a comment on how I can improve my videos or anything you want to comment about. So I hope you guys have a nice day, and bye.